My name is Jack Bollinger. I am making a short overview video on a sailing expedition that we're going to be taking. You see it right here from San Diego, California to Barra de Navidad, Mexico in 2014. We'll be leaving on January 2nd. Now, the reason I came to this page, this is my normal school page that I've made on the internet, is it's a quick link. And you can see the link at the top right here, or the URL is http:// jcbollinger.com. And this is probably the quickest way to get to the page. You come here, and then if you scroll down, and of course you're welcome to look through the stuff for school, but if you scroll down, at least for the time being, it's going to be here. And that took me right in. Now, if you look, let me go here, because if that link is no longer there, which may happen because the school's starting really quick, is at the top, you can see that it's basically the same link here, http:// jcbollinger.com/sail barra, and it's 2 R's. All right, let's take a look at this. And this is, I'm updating it Christmas Eve. So, happy Christmas Eve to you all, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But this is the Sail Barra de Navidad expedition that we'll be doing in 2014. And as you can see at the top, it's under construction, and I'll probably be modifying it until we actually leave for Barra. We'll be leaving hopefully January 2nd. And you can read over this. Please take your time. And it says, I've created this page so you can follow our progress as well as we sail. Dave Kentenhoffen's Columbia 50 Mi Sueno from San Diego to Barra de Navidad, Mexico. We're going to try to start this expedition up on January 2nd, and hopefully 10 to 12, 13 days later, we're going to cover 1,300 miles, and we will pull into Barra de Navidad. And you can see this is a float plan. Do look over it. And this is the website that Dave has for his school, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. This is Dave, and Dave has starts a school in Mexico where he takes his Columbia 50 down to Barra de Navidad, and he teaches the local youth how to sail and how to work on boats. And Dave's idea is that it'll help the youth gain better employment. So that certainly is a good idea. Now, let me take a real quick picture here of the plan. And I think if we scroll down here, it's in here somewhere. You can see there, it's got to be here. There's some good pictures in here, and I'm getting angry now. There's the Columbia 50. There's the Sail Bar. Oh, here it is, right here. There's where we're going to end up in the marina. I think it's called Grand Marina in Barra de Navidad, Mexico. Quick information, Barra de Navidad is about 25 miles north of Manzanillo, Mexico. And I'm pretty sure on that, actually. So let's back to this. This video, which you already found, obviously, is under this link. So you can come in, and this is my YouTube page. You can go this one. It might load a little quicker than this one. I'm not sure. Anyway, there's going to be 5 of us crewing on Mi Sueño. We're going to try to sail directly and nonstop to Cabo San Lucas, which is about 900 miles from San Diego. And then we're going to supply, check in, and get food and fuel as necessary. And then we're going to head on to Barra de Navidad. And from Cabo to Barra de Navidad, we'll be crossing the mouth of the Sea of Cortez. And you can see that this is saying we're going to end up about 25 miles north of Manzanillo, Mexico. These are the crew members. You may know some of them. It's going to be Dave Kentenhoffen. He's the owner. Blair, and I think it's Fallwetter. And then, of course, myself, and Naris Kimberly and Rob Kimberly. And they're 2 people that are actually visiting from Great Britain. And then, of course, we have Bernadette. And Bernadette is the dog who's the mascot. Kevin Riley in San Diego will be our primary emergency coordinator, and hopefully we do not need Kevin. If you look, here's a picture of the approximate route we'll be following, and I built this on my mapping software. And you can see at the top we have San Diego, and here's Ensenada. So we're going to be going, hopefully we're going to try to go from San Diego down to Cabo San Lucas, which is just about 900 miles, and we're going to resupply there and then onward to Barra de Navidad. And then you can see the little sticker pin for Manzanillo is a little south. We look at this. Now, we'll go down a little bit further. This is the map I made, actually. This is my Garmin mapping software that I use for sailing and racing. Our course, I'm pretty sure, will vary from this. This is me drawing a safe kind of ley line, and you can see that, each one of these is, different waypoints where we're going to be making turns. And each one of these is probably around 300 miles. So it should take us 3 or 4-ish days, and who knows, to get from San Diego to Cabo San Lucas. And that would be if everything goes correctly. If you look, and let me scroll down to see if we have, uh, well, you can see here, by the way, that this is Texas. There's Odessa, Texas, and there's San Antonio. So we're going to be coming in south of Odessa, Texas, somewhere. These are the approximate directions. And if you look, in case you're not familiar with this, these are the actual turning points. Then you'll see this on the chart. And this is the distance from the beginning to each one. So it's 346 miles to just about Turtle Bay, and then 620 to Bahia Santa Maria, and then about 836 to Cabo, and about 1271 in the Barra De Navidad. It shows you different leg lengths and the magnetic course if you're on the boat with us. And these are the actual coordinates that I've laid out for each one of those waypoints. And if you look, this can coordinate these titles here to these different locations, these pins on the map. You can see it says Turtle Turn, and that would be if we had to go into Turtle Bay, because Turtle Bay is right here. So we would know GPS-wise we would turn into here. Same way Bahia Santa Maria, we would go from here. We could take a left turn, so to speak, and then the Cabo turn would be here in, and then down here is the Barra turn into Barra de Navidad. Again, you can see the distances, the directions, magnetic, and then the actual GPS coordinates. You could actually plug those into Google Earth. But what I've done is I have saved for you. This is the approximate course that you see in front of you on this map, by the way, in GPX format. And you can actually copy this down from the web page. GPX format is so you can load it into either Google Earth or your own GPS device. And right below it is a GDB format. Same thing, except this is if you own a Garmin device. This should load right into your Garmin. One of the things to check on both of these, it says, make sure that the file extension is saved as a GPX. And this is a generic format. And make sure this one is changed to a GDB file after you copy it. And I'll quickly show you that, because if you right mouse button click, you can say Save Target. And when you do, you can save it like into your temporary folder. And if you notice, it comes up at the end with an XML file. So I'm going to go and say, you know what, I want to save it as, in this one, a GPX file. So I'm going to save it. And then I can go and look, and that was in my temporary folder. Let me quick go over to my C drive in a temp file. And of course, I have tons of stuff in here. So if you see, look, you see how I saved it? But what it did do is said .gpx. Let me pull this up. It said .gpx.xml. So what you're going to have to do is go in and just rename it. And if you want, you could just copy it down and rename it here also. See, that is the file that you want, that you can pull up in your own Google Earth if you have it. And quickly, I already have it on mine, but I would just say File, Open. And then I would go to the location where I have saved it, and I would go into the temporary folder, and under Google Earth, I would tell it, you know what, go look for the GPS formats. And when I do, you can see here's the one I just downloaded. So when I pull it up, I'd say, yep, load everything. And of course, this is going to look, now I doubled it because if I brought it in, but you wouldn't have all these things doubling because of the fact that you wouldn't have just done it. So let's get out of there. All right. Now, let me take a second, and I want to restart my Google Earth so it'll be ready for when we come over to take a little closer look at some of the things. All right. Again, if you load it into Google Earth, if you wanted to, you could actually go in and do this for yourself. So let me go in, I'll pull it back up again. I'll say open, and I'm going to open it, and I'll go into my C temp, and this way I won't have all the doubles. And here it is. Bring everything in, and we should be okay. All right. So this is the same thing you would do with Google Earth. Now, one of the things, and I have some doubles in here because I had some of the other things saved in, but that's no big deal. We won't have that with yours, because you'll see I have doubles of certain things, and I'm not going to take the time on this video. But if I look at it, if I wanted to, once you get coordinates, you can actually take these pins and type in the coordinates that you get sent from the trackers that we're going to have, and you could put pins in and follow us down the route as it goes. So, and anyway, this is kind of ugly because I'd have to go in and straighten some of these out. So that's just the way that works. All right. So, okay, I cleaned it up pretty much. So we go in and we can take a look. By the way, while we're here, I just saw this a little while ago. This is pretty interesting. This pulls on the ocean like things of interest, you know. And for example, here is uh, different places. There's one in a big surfing area. Some of you might already know that. Ensenada. There's some down here. What we have, Turtle Bay was a big thing because this is where you know, all the tortoises come in and out. Here's a big point, and it tells you a little stuff about it. And the one I'm looking for is right down in here, Bahia Santa Maria. This is where you see where Cousteau and all those guys go in for the whales. And you know, we're going to be going right past there. You know, hopefully I don't have to go in there because that would mean that we probably had some kind of engine problem. We don't want engine problems. Anyway, you can scroll down through here. There's all different things to look at. And then at the end of it all, we're going to end up here in Barra De Navidad, which is right here. And this is Barra De Navidad, and you can look, because if you, this is going to be the jetty we're going to come in, and if everything goes well, we're going to be at the slip in one of these marinas. Of course, that's 1,300 miles after we leave, so it'll be a while. Then when you zoom out back to Manzanillo, of course, I'm just using my wheel, you can hear it rolling. Down here in Manzanillo, over here somewhere is, I think, the airport that I'm going to be flying out of. It's in there somewhere. I don't know where it's at. Got plenty of time. And I can measure from here to here. And I see that it's approximately 23 miles if I look at the top. Right. What are the mile length? So that, I was thinking originally about going out of Puerto Vallarta, but that is a much further trip. All right. So anyway, that's Google Maps, and you can scroll up and down. You have, or you can download it for free. Okay, let's go into here again. We did all this, and I'm making this video I'll put here. One of the things I want to make note to is what we're going to be doing is Dave and I are both carrying our spot trackers for this trip. And at various times during the day, we're going to be sending preset messages to the satellites that will actually come down and will be under these two links. This is Dave's link. There's nothing on it right now. And here's my link. And I was just at Mexico, in Mexico again the other day, local Mexico. And you can see I took my spot tracker with me, and it's showing the spot track. And I can turn on it. These were just yesterday. So I can turn the satellite on just so it looks nicer. And this is what you'll see, but out in the ocean. And you can see there's a little message there, and you click on it, it says, oh, everything's okay. Right? I mean, that's what it says. The battery's good. Now here's our coordinates. So if you wanted to, you could take those coordinates, right mouse button click, and copy, paste it into the little sticker pins in Google Earth, and you can actually follow us along. And this was actually when I was down at the Otay Mesa getting my, or trying to get my permit taken care of. And I had my car parked right here, and then my friend Dan and I walked across the border, and we did some things. All right. But anyway, as the trip goes, we're going to be sending different messages up to those trackers, and you can click on it anytime you want, day or night, and they should be there. Now, when we look at this, because we're going to be going for 10 to 12 days, we'll, you know, I don't know what Dave and I are going to do. Maybe we'll try to work a schedule. But what's going to happen is, you know, like maybe morning, afternoon, evening, and night, we'll send a message. And you can see right here, like for if Dave has a message that says okay, then that means everything's smooth sailing. If he has one that says help may be required, that means we probably have some kind of problem, but no big deal. Says custom message, that's we're making temporary port, and we'll advise if there's going to be a delay. And if you see SOS, that's not a good thing because that means something really has happened. And if so, you know, we have our emergency contacts pre-programmed in, so they'll be getting phone calls from us. Or not phone calls from us, but they'll get phone calls from somebody to confirm that we have a problem. Is there a problem, or are we out there? Here's mine. If we're doing okay, that's going to get what that means. You should be saying, okay, you get a locator beacon, everything's fine, help may be required. And this is a big one. You can see it says, you know, this is not an emergency. Right. So that would be, you know, we're having a little engine trouble. We tore a sail, something, but not an emergency. And then there'll be a custom message that you might get. And this is saying either we've arrived or we have finished the entire trip south. And that would mean if we were going into Turtle Bay or Cabo, you might get that one. So that would be the we have arrived. And then we've finished, that would be if you look on the map and we're in Barra de Navidad. Again, you know, the SOS, you don't want to see that because if so, that is an emergency. And our contacts will have been notified. One of the things also, back up a little bit, is I will also be carrying an emergency locator beacon. And that has one function only, and that is when I push the button, it's going to send a signal to NOAA and it's going to tell them that we have a dire emergency, and they'll probably call Karen and some a couple of my emergency contacts. They will confirm, am I at sea, and if so, they're sending people to get us. Blair is carrying a satellite phone, and he'll have that available. And I have made a joke earlier, and I said, if in case of emergency with Blair's satellite phone, we can call our wives and loved ones and tell them we love them. Or we could call a priest or whoever that is we would believe in. All right, so that's that. You look, here's some different links. Here's the web page where we just came from. And again, it's easy to remember, jcbullinger.com. And that'll bring you right back to here. Down here is another one. This is my sailing page. You can look at that. And this is a hookup back to where we are. And these are different races. Some of them I've done. And then you can also look, if you want to watch, there's my YouTube page. And there's a nice video on here as soon as it comes loading up. There's the boat we're sailing on. And this is the video that you're looking at right now. You can get there via YouTube. And you can look, I have, I don't know, I think like 70 some videos. So you can look, I don't know, have fun if you want to. You don't have to look at any of them. All right, so that's pretty much it. So again, I'm visitor number 32. Here's my email, and that's pretty much it. So, we should have a nice, safe trip. Please remember this, that no matter what you do, you can come back 24 hours a day and click on one of these two links. Now, don't put these into bookmarks yet until we leave, which will be early January 2nd. Because if we have to redo our satellite tracker software, if you bookmark these, they will not be the same. And you'll click on them, it'll say like there's nothing there. So anyway, that's it. Please look over the webpage, enjoy the video, and we'll be thinking about you all, and we will be toasting you as we go down along the coast. So this is Jack Bullinger concluding the Sail Barra De Navidad overview video. So take care, and we'll be thinking of you as we go. And have a wonderful Christmas, and have a happy New Year.